Okay, it's Friday, September 23rd. It's about 10 minutes before the open. I just wanted to show you what I'm thinking about doing here on Netflix this morning. It's an interesting chart. This is the daily chart. You can see yesterday we had kind of a green pause day a little bit. So I marked the midpoint of that bar. If we head up here, above that, then I think we're heading back to those highs. And the reason that's still the likely target at the moment is because we have this weekly chart which broadened to the upside. In other words, these three bars here are a compound broadening action. This red bar taking out the low, moving to the high, and we didn't really fail up here and reverse down, so we're kind of working our way up to that high, and we just missed that high on this move up. We're very close to it, so I still think we're taking out that level, but you never know for sure. I mean, at the moment, we have a little bit of a red bar forming, even though I still think that's the ultimate target. So ideally, if you got an up kind of day today, which lines up with this red bar, lines up with the pre-market highs, that would be a great opportunity to get long again after this brief pullback. But what I really see happening, in the very short run anyway, is that if we can't get that push up above the midpoint of the prior day and we start down in some form, let's say we fail up here or we just start right down below the pre-market lows, that then means we brought, on a very short-term basis, let's look at that now, we kind of broadened out. If you look at this red bar, these three bars are a compound out, broadening action of this red bar. And like I've discussed in the SPY pre-opening video, when you get broadening action that doesn't immediately reverse, that means you're usually broadening, continuing to the next target, which is down here in the 227, 226 area. So that's what I'm saying. We're here around 237 right now, and there's 10 points to go. If we can't, move up, I think the broadening action here showing we're not reversing projects down to there at a minimum. At that point, you're kind of setting up, if that happens today, for example, you get a red bar here by the end of the week, you're kind of projecting that to head lower, at some point next week, and then you have to see if that kind of works its way down to these targets, although that's buying action here. So what would be really interesting, I mean, I'm getting way ahead, but if you get a 2 down bar next week and you can't reach those targets, it would be exciting, at some point during the week to get long and then look to really get back to, those targets, which I think is still the ultimate target until we really come down and broaden out below these lows. So, it is possible we fail here, don't reach that area. Today starts a downtrend, more broadening till below 226, and then that sets up a red bar that follows through and then starts broadening lower. Anything's possible, but I'm kind of seeing the scenario today anyway. Let's just get back to that where it's an opportunity, if we can't start up, to head down and have a good little move here, even within an uptrend, to broaden out a little lower first. And the main reason being there is that we broadened out here on a very short-term basis, but we're not reversing, so that kind of projects to the next target if our opening price action kind of guides us there. So I'm going to look actually more so for the shorts today, to kind of break down in here and then work towards this target. That could be a very good short-term trade. And then you just have to see where price act, what kind of bar you get here and how that aligns, with the weekly chart and everything else. So anyway, just thought I'd point out some of that. It's more the concept of broadening action on the upside is still in play to get up there, but broadening action on the downside is in play for a very short-term play to hit a target down here. And if you can't hit that target down here, let's say something develops, that starts lower but never hits it, then it gets real exciting to start back long again. Once you get some kind of 2 up, you can see all these 4 pivots in a row. That's a machine gun. So that would kind of work its way all the way back up there and align with this weekly chart to the upside. So there's still, good exciting stuff to the long side eventually. I don't think it's going to happen today, but if we head down and can't really follow through all that much, then it could be very good to get long eventually. But for today, I actually think there's more of a probability to head lower and take out this lower target. So we'll see what happens here at the open here. We got about 5 minutes to go.